What's up, guys? Welcome to yet another edition of Triple Rider. Again, the morning edition, I might want to start calling this. So today, it's not raining for a change. It was raining the last couple days, and I really have been enjoying this weather with the cool but warm, right? So it's nice. It's like perfect riding weather, and so I'm trying to get as much out of it as possible before the terrible rainy season and the hotter summer season to get here. Well, yep, and as you can see, we're taking yet a different route that you probably haven't seen before. Whoa! Oh, I was seconds away looking to the right to move over, and he just said, "Oh, I'm gonna go." Oh, I lost my total train of thought on that one. What was I talking about? Okay. Yeah, so this is just another, for you guys that want the more city views, this is just yet another route. This is like the really long route. This is like not the ideal way to go to work for me. If I'm going to go work in Shinjuku for something, this is perfect. It's Shinjuku or Shibuya, but we still have to go over the Marunouchi today, so this isn't exactly the ideal route. But left a little earlier this morning just to get a different view for you guys. I'm thinking about someone had expressed interest to me about just doing what essentially would be what I'd call LP videos, long play videos, and what that is basically is just recording a whole route or one section of a road, or something like what Riding Japan had done in the past. He had done some Mapping Japan videos, which basically included like the whole route that he selected on one day, and so I'm considering doing something like that where it's just the riding and no talking or nothing else except just the riding of the route. Obviously, cutting out the stoplights, of course. Alright, so anyway, the main topic of this video, other than the different ride in to the city this morning, is basically going to be about the more updates to the channel. A couple of topics to cover this time. Let's see, I think we're safe. So the first thing that came up was the channel name, and I don't know if I've actually mentioned this before, but there's another guy out there with the same channel name. He's got a bit more videos. I'm not sure about his activity level, but basically if you search for Triple Rider, I've given people the name and they've searched for it, and they said they had a hard time finding it. They found another guy that was riding a Daytona, I think they said it was, or even I believe it was. I didn't double check, but anyway, so there's this other channel out there that existed before mine, and for some reason I didn't find it. Somewhat his helmet looks like a Power Ranger helmet, or maybe something from an anime. I don't know anime very well, but Power Ranger was the first thing that came to mind when I saw the helmet. Just needs a little more color. Anyway, so this other guy has another channel named Triple Rider, and I'm not intending to infringe on his name, of course. So in that case, I'm considering changing the channel name that I have to something different, but I haven't quite figured out exactly what that's going to be yet. So if you happen to see the channel name change randomly sometime, that's why. And I think it's the better thing to do. And I'm going to check his account again and see how active he is, and then make a further determination on what to do. But I don't like the idea of copying somebody else's name. It just doesn't sit well. mimicking ideas or getting ideas from other people's videos, I don't think that's such a big problem. But copying a channel name explicitly, that's probably not cool. And second of all, the purpose of the channel in general, you know, again, someone asked me, said, well, what's the intention of the channel? Why are you doing it? And I said, well, it's not for the money, because I don't have monetization turned on, and I don't ever intend to use it. Although I did find out that I cannot use the scheduling feature unless I turn on the monetization feature. So if I want to prepare like 3 or 4 videos in advance and set them on a release schedule like the big boys do, I have to go and use the monetization feature. I don't even like saying that word, because I like doing this as a hobby. It's fun. I don't need any other benefit other than just knowing that someone somewhere enjoys what I record, and I've gotten that already, so I'm happy. So that in tune with the purpose of the channel is basically, I think there are a lot of people out in the world that don't get to see things that they may otherwise want to, and that can be for a number of reasons, whether it be physical or money reasons or distance reasons, or, you know, there's all kinds of reasons. But, you know, a lot of the world has access to YouTube, and they can watch videos and they get to see things. Some type of mapping camera car, but it wasn't a Google car. Kind of off-brand looking. Maybe Bing. Anyway, so my point of the videos is that even though a lot of this content is kind of generic and redundant in some cases, but in some ways it's unique, and if some people, you know, get some enjoyment out of seeing a part of the Japan in particular that they wouldn't normally get to see, then my mission is accomplished in that regard anyway. And there are lots of tourists that come to Japan that only get to see Japan by what they can get to by train, and of course train is good, but it doesn't get to every single part of every single part of Japan. So I'm hoping that maybe some of the more countryside areas that we record will be of some interest to some people who have been to Japan but maybe didn't get to see other parts of it, or other parts they may never get to see for whatever the reason might be. But in that case, at least it's helpful for some. I hear a siren, but I didn't see where it was coming from. Not behind me. I saw the one bike officer. He sits there every morning, or at least maybe not the same guy, but at least somebody sits there in the mornings a lot and watches that red light, because what's the most popular thing to do in Japan? Run red lights. And you bastards who run red lights have almost hit me so many times. And this stoplight view brought to you by Highland Express. Alright, so to recap, to get to the end of this video, basically, so considering the name change, considering doing what I'm going to call the LP videos, long play videos, and also just kind of a general recap of what the purpose of the channel is in general. I'm not completely set on exactly what I would call purpose, but definitely one of the main targets is actually being able to share more of Japan with people that don't get to see certain parts of it. I know actually, surprisingly, there's been more interest in the city stuff than I thought there would be. I thought that people would be kind of tired of seeing this kind of view, but I guess people either just enjoy seeing it or never seen it before. I don't know, but I don't mind doing it because I'm freaking in the city all the goddamn time. It's pretty easy. And speaking of city, well, welcome to the east side of Shinjuku Station. So yeah, the area to the left is Kabukicho, which is a really popular nightlife spot. Clubs, bars, date cafes, love hotels, lots of good stuff. On the right side, more restaurants, coffee shops, big shopping, of course Shinjuku Station with all its attached shopping. We're going to take a cruise through here for you guys, just for you. So this is kind of like the main entrance to Kabukicho, and you can see the new Hotel Gracery, which has the big Godzilla on top, or whatever you call him, Godzilla. It's got a big Toho cinema with an IMAX theater, and of course the hotel, plus a lot of other restaurants, things like that. Obviously it's quite noisy with all the freaking speakers. Krispy Kreme, gotta have it. Just be sure not to hit anybody. So we're going back into this section. There's a lot of entertainment shops that you can use your imagination for. And as we move back this way, actually this little shop on the right, this little red shop, Shinanoya, I really like this shop because they carry a lot of good import drinks and snacks, so I buy a lot of stuff from there when I come over here. And this Hibari sushi place sucks, so don't bother with it. Most everything's pretty good. I wouldn't say everything's great, but certainly it can be a lot of fun. So on the left here is Otsuka Hospital, and we'll take a right over here to go through the Love Hotels one real quick. It's pretty tame during the day, not much happening, but at nighttime it's like a heck of a whole lot more interesting. They got like these two here, tourists looking around. Sometimes I think people that come here don't know exactly what this area is for. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. There's lots of host clubs, hostess clubs, regular bars, hotels, all kinds of different kind of food. So, I mean, you can come here every night and go to somewhere different and have a different experience, basically. And this here is the Samurai Museum, which I know a lot of people go to. It's actually a really good restaurant attached to it too. Let's try not to hit anybody. This Pasha Hotel on the right is fairly new. It's actually really nice inside, but the rooms are kind of smaller, and they have the original Pasha on the other side, which is quite as nice, a little older, but the rooms are bigger. The rest of these hotels have been here for a long time, and their interior shows it. I'm not going to go into the details of what exactly a Love Hotel is. You can use your Google Food ability to do that. Not to mention the umpteen other videos on YouTube that talk about love hotels. Let your fingers do the walking. That was probably a trademark or copyright term from some phone company, I think. Oh well. He looks half drunk already. Or maybe that's just him normally. I call this kind of the dodgy end of Kabukicho. Stuff is older, a little more worn down, not as renewed. Alright, on the last loop through real quick, because we do have other things to do today, so just go down and take a quick spin on one other street, one of my other favorites, and then we'll get moving on. So on this street, this hotel on this corner, Stellit, it's pretty nice. The top room is probably the best one, and the Hotel Fortison, and this is the Old Pasha, which is still perfectly nice. All three of these are great, and they're actually, these are kind of, I think these are a little bit nicer because it's a little off the beaten path. A lot of the hotels over in the central area, they get filled pretty quickly, and coming over here, get a little better chance of a better room. And last but not least, on the corner to the left here is the Hotel Balian, and Balian is actually a group of hotels. They have several different hotels, not only in Tokyo but also in other parts of Japan. But this is a love. Well, damn, you can't even see it because of the damn signs. But it's kind of themed after Bali, so as soon as you walk in the front door, it's actually pretty cool. And while you're waiting for a room, you can get free drinks and things like that, so that's a plus. Alright guys, well I think that concludes this video with a little unexpected tour there, but I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you learned something, maybe you saw something new, maybe you saw too much. Whatever the case may be, I hope you enjoyed it. And with that, we'll get back to this traffic and go get some other stuff done. Alright guys, take care. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.